We had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there.
So that's the President of the United States in his ad-lib remarks after 3.5 hours behind closed doors with Vladimir Putin. Both the remarks, if you take everything that Vladimir Putin read out loud, it was about 12 minutes. But the meeting went a little shorter, but it doesn't mean it wasn't productive. In fact, Sean Hannity has completed an interview with the President of the United States. It goes about 30 minutes. It's going to air at the top of the hour. And one thing that I asked him, could you say anything about the meeting? The President said out of 10, he gave it a 10. So let's bring in foreign policy expert and geopolitical analyst Harley Lippman, as well as the Foundation for Defense of Democracy's research fellow, Ivana Stradner. Ivana, let's start with you. From what we know right now, it looks like everybody believes there'll be a second round. Is this worth it from what we know?
The second round is definitely worth it because now the ball is in Putin's court, and now he has to deliver what he promised. But whoever believes that Putin wants to negotiate in good faith is sorely mistaken. For him, words are absolutely cheap. The only thing that he understands is the language of power. So I truly hope that President Trump, now Putin wanted to have this meeting, he got it. Now Trump has to deliver, if Putin doesn't deliver what he promised, more sanctions and more weapons to Ukraine, because Putin only understands facts, no words.
Harley, what do you think of the stagecraft? I mean, we're watching both sides get out, walk the red carpet before they got to the end. You saw the flyover, pretty impressive. It was on a U.S. air base. And you also had Vladimir Putin go out of his way to talk about any linkage U.S. and Russia has had in the past successfully to try to reclaim some of that. Can you talk about those tactics on both sides?
Sure. On President Trump's side, he clearly is doing everything to set the stage to get the best outcome out of these negotiations, paying attention to Putin's need to be seen as somewhat of an equal with President Trump, not having Zelensky there, which would certainly not please Putin. So he's getting the best optics. But at the end of the day, Putin is all about leverage. That's what really talks. Even with the overflight of the planes and all that impressive optics that we watched, in addition to sanctions and in addition to getting more weapons to Ukraine, the European banks have frozen $300 billion of Russian money. That's a third area that President Trump could use and get that to Ukraine.
And now, Ivana, you have a situation where 51% of Republicans are now in support of giving Ukraine aid in this conflict. That's up 9 points, really, since the spring. And I think it's because they watch President Trump sincerely try to get Vladimir Putin to the table and act and just say flat out that he's been tapping him along and he doesn't know what happened to him. They did get to this point, but the Republicans saw a sincere effort to bring peace to the area, and they read the frustration through the president's remarks.
President Trump is absolutely right to show that peace through threat actually works. So he has been trying to talk nicely to Putin, but Putin really does not understand kindness. So I'm absolutely pleased that President Trump is now seeing through Putin's lies. And after all, this war in Ukraine, it's not only about Ukraine. Russia, China, and Iran and North Korea are trying to completely rewrite the global order, and this is a new axis of aggression. So this is precisely why President Trump should also go after Russia.
Absolutely, and we'll see, because the president's already spoken to European leaders, our NATO leaders, maybe the NATO General Secretary, and we'll see how they interpret what took place. But I have a source on the plane right now on Air Force One that says there's a lot of optimism. There's a lot of optimism that a second meeting will get this across the finish line. I imagine that that's a ceasefire and ideally a sustainable peace. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. More coverage of this historic Trump-Putin summit so we get more and more facts. Don't move.